Hey Capricorn, it's the Patsy, and I am coming to bring you a message um, from an ancestor, I believe. Um, I've been hearing about Capricorn all day, all morning and last night, and I had talked to one of my sisters. We're talking to both my sisters, but one is a Capricorn, and she don't change. She's always the same. Always has that. Not that she's unhappy, not at all, but she always is like, that's a lie. Watch out for them. She's very suspicious. She's very standoffish, very antisocial, but she is able to do, work in the marketplace. She's able to network and all that outside stuff, but inside, um, there's just some close that you're going to get to her. She doesn't get to her, around her if she allows it. And she doesn't have any problem, you know, taking space from people. Capricorn, very business like, likes nice things. Um, Her appearance is very important. So Capricorns, in my experience, they're like that. They can have a shy side, and only the people who really know them know that about them. Because the other people who are like business, they don't get close enough to know too much more about them. They could be a little jaded, I guess, from life's experiences. And we were just joking like sisters do. So anyway, and then I took note of the fact that I had channeled something earlier talking to somebody else about my aunt, an aunt of mine who was a Capricorn. And then today, when I came downstairs, I started to make baked macaroni and cheese, and that I don't even eat that, but I know how to make it because my aunt, the same aunt I'm talking about, had a restaurant, and I used to go there and work, and I learned how to cook all of that stuff. So today I said I'm going to, make it nice, make a nice macaroni and cheese for my son. Um, One of these windy, rainy days on a Monday, and it is 12:28 p.m. right now. So, um, and I've been drawn to use my native spirit cards in the Talking to Heaven deck, but also to get a card from the Inner Child tarot because I'm feeling as if there's some healing or some issue that needs to be addressed, not with my sister, but with Capricorn energy or with my aunt's energy because you know they channel through me. I don't know what this is, but this is what they do. And I was told that I needed to switch sides or something the other day because I'm spending too much time on my mother's side of the family, and that would be something that my aunt would say because she always she was never nice to my mother, and that's part of that whole dynamic that I was talking about with my sisters, but she didn't get it. But something that was like kind of revealed to me about this twin flame journey and saying that you've traveled several lifetimes with your partner. For some people the partner, um you've incarnated with them in different, of course you were the mother and the child, or you were the friends, or you were business partners or something like that. Different incarnations, all of the different um aspects of this journey that you and your partner would balance for one another, right? So you could have been siblings, you could have been cousins, you could have been friends, whatever. And in that energy, sometimes when it reincarnates, it comes back negatively because the higher self or the lower self or whatever knows that it's trying. It wants to connect with that energy, but they can't because it's a family member, it's a sibling. They don't know that consciously. Nobody, they none of them do. But it kind of explains when you have incest and those type of situations that sometimes that is that energy that has just broken through barriers or whatever, or the dark side of the energy may cause acting out in some way, right? Sometimes you have sisters-in-law that are just like ridiculous, or mothers-in-laws that just give you hell. It could be that's the way that energy processes. Because in the same hand, on the other hand, they could treat you beautifully, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, cousins, that kind of stuff. And it is the same twin flame energy, but it processes at a higher, okay, it's a higher vibration. And so they friends or really good in-laws and you get along fine and you can count on them, or your spouse can, that type of thing. There's a closeness between your spouse, your significant other, and this other family member that you may be witnessing and questioning what the hell. So maybe what you're seeing is you'll if it's happening to you, or if it has happened to you in your past, you'll recognize what I'm talking about. Somebody just hates you out the gate just because you love their brother, or you love their sister, or you love, you marry their mother, or you marry their father, something. There's some dynamics from a past life. So I had gotten that a few weeks back, and I said, okay, but it's hard to explain. I hope it was understood what I'm saying. So those kind of connections where there's family rivalry, sibling rivalry, um, problems with your in-laws, that kind of stuff. Maybe, um, of course, you all travel together because you're part of the same soul family. So in some way, there may be some wandering flames in your family or your soul group that are trying to connect with one another, and it may come out well and it may not. I know people who have married cousins and everybody was against it, and then they got married and then they had twins themselves. And today, that was it was like that's the confirmation that they were supposed to be together. It's a lot more involved in that, so I don't know. Maybe one day I'll write a book about what they told me, but it's really interesting. Um, or maybe things will come out, like they do when I'm channeling. Anyway, there may be some past life or inner childhood woundings that are going to be addressed. But the archetype for Capricorn, as we know, is the devil card, right? In the regular tarot. And in the inner child card, it is the big bad wolf. Of course, right? Because that's the devil. That's Satan, right? The negativity. So, number 15, the big bad wolf. This is the 15th card of the major arcana, and it usually shows up with bat wings or horns, or someone who's chained, and a man, something that has a man or woman chained to his throne. It symbolizes the material world, and it's all around us, right? So the big bad wolf appears in many childhood stories. I'm going to bring it up a little so you can get a good look at it, right? The big bad wolf appears in many of our fairy tales and childhood stories, right? And in case you don't know, I'm sure most of you do, these fairy tales were not intended originally for children. These were intended to entertain adults, much like this, right? Something to keep folks busy, right? I remember they didn't have any other kind of communication beside readings, and they put on plays to entertain people. Oh no, Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. Um, so these stories were really intended originally to entertain adults, and so there's sometimes it's a little get a little grisly and mean and whatever, but it's part of the story. But it's been watered down over the years for children. All right. Um, Evil is the opposite. Well, if you take the word evil and you write it the other way, it's live, right? Live is evil. So there's going to be evil as long as you live. And the devil, reverse, is lived again. So you're going to face demons, you're going to face negativity as long as you live, right? The fox is another variation of the big bad wolf. Fox appears in nursery rhymes. And in Uncle Remus stories, he's Brother Fox, right? Brer Fox. Um, the numerical value of fox is 666, and the so-called number of the beast from Revelation at the close of the New Testament is 666. On a psychological level, fairy tales tell us some important truths about the darker and shadowier sides of life. Truths do not necessarily point to a world of evil, but reveal the struggles of the human ego as it seeks balance and understanding in the physical universe, right? The more strenuously and righteously one strives to avoid the dark side, the more destructive the shadow life may become. So, the more you try to hide from your shadow self, the more destructive your 3D life may become. As one accepts the presence of the shadow and the mysteries of creation, the light within ourselves begins to grow. In the dark or ugly side of human nature lies the seed of true spiritual integration. So, as well as balancing your masculine and feminine, you're going to have to you know, learn how to integrate your dark and light sides, right? Because that is the fullness of living, and that is how you truly begin spiritual integration. All right. Um, the big bad wolf and the fox talk about cunning, being shy, mischievous, um, using your intellect to con people, and it can't remain dominant, right? Because it's programmed for self destruction if you're constantly in that state, right? Um, this is revealed by the wolf and the little red cap and the three little pigs, so Little Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs story, the witch in Hansel and Gretel, and the evil queen in Snow White, and the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk. When the devil card appears in a reading from a traditional tarot deck, it seems to carry a threatening tone because its message holds reminders of hell and shame and sin. The big bad wolf is a far more natural expression of the devilish forces within us, signifying the subconscious shadow of the mind and the collective darkness, which is the unenlightened subconsciousness within humanity. So we all have a unenlightened um, unenlightened subconsciousness, which is the awakening that is happening now, right? That's why everything is going a little crazy, right? Healing comes to the human soul when it accepts and merges with the light. When we honor our wholeness, including the haunting thoughts, the imagined shame, and the seemingly unpardonable sins, then we are no longer victims of our fears. We become spiritual students and initiates of the higher path of cosmic evolution. So that's why they say forgive yourself, forgive others. All right? Nobody's perfect. Evil, darkness, sin, all these things, that's part of life. There's very, very, very few people who go through life without ever committing a sin, right? And we know that no one is perfect except Jesus. That's what the Bible says, right? That's the story. So, and hmm, can't be too bad because Capricorn season is, according to the way it's practiced in the United States and many cultures across the world, Christmas is the Mass of Christ, celebrating the birth of Christ, and it is in Capricorn season, right? And Kwanzaa is also in Capricorn season. And New Year's Day, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So there we got it, right there. The old and the new, the dark and the light. The same day, but it changes the year, and the night becomes the day and the day becomes the night, right? So Capricorn energy is not bad. It's transforming, right? It's changing. It's impactful, right? Changes things in the world. Intellectual things like Kwanzaa, spiritual things, um, religion, Christianity, all of these things. These are happening in this time of Capricorn. So Capricorn may be getting a bad shake, or it's just that um, we haven't been allowed to embrace the dark side, so we can't appreciate the light side of Capricorn. Capricorn is the winter, so it's cold, right? But some people love the cold, right? Some people love the cold and the snow and the ice and the wind and all of that. For some people, that's great, right? hmm So it's a Capricorn is a change from the autumn, the harvest. Another time to stay still and see what happens, right? Learning to be home, right? Opposite of Capricorn is Cancer. So home, nurturing, taking care of the home. But again, business, being out in the workplace, making that money, taking what you have in the harvest, setting it aside to keep you good throughout the winter so that when spring comes, you can start to um, enjoy your harvest or plant again, right? So, Capricorn season, big bad wolf. The wolf is hiding in this picture behind a tree in a barren forest. So, there's no fertility and growth where he is. And there's a tower that's sitting there in front of the moon that talks about the purging of the ego, right? The ego, the moon, the secrets, the lust, the desires, all those things that lie in the distance and lie beneath. The spiritual path to higher goals does still exist, but the road is desolate and there's lots of shadows on it, right? So it's still a yellow brick road, right? But there's shadows on it, desolate, traveling alone. Mm. The wolf would have to come out of hiding to venture forth into the light and be healed. But the wolf is scared too, hiding himself, knows what's laying there. He knows what the healing is potential, but he likes being in the shadows. This talks about the movement out of bondage to self-centeredness and into communion with the world at large. So, freeing yourself from something for your own sake in a selfish manner, but not selfish in a bad sense. Selfish as, again, doing the work, being willing to do the work and step out, right? So that you can become part of the world at large, right? This is about embracing your fears and your doubts and all the different parts of your psyche. Embrace it with open arms, the bad things and the good things, the things that hurt you, the things that terrorized you, if you have to deal with it, embrace it, and realize that they're part of who makes you the wonderful you that you are now, right? Um, let your light shine into the darker regions of your mind. Accept yourself as a blending of higher and lower selves, a union of spiritual and material bodies. Call up your anger and your jealousies and your antipathies and transfigure them into joy, compassion, and understanding. Where there is separation, create harmony and togetherness. Where there is a pain from mental anguish, offer heartfelt sensitivity and simple acts of kindness to friends and relatives. Reverse the pattern of lying to yourself and to others. Learn to speak and live out of the truth of your existence to the best of your ability. Again, the devil and Capricorn are represented by the big bad wolf, right? So I'm telling you, my aunt is okay. What is it that? What other message? What is the message that wants to come through? So, if you might resonate with this, if you're a Capricorn or if you're an entrepreneur, right? Or if you have a really close relationship with your sibling, same sex, opposite sex, if you're a twin, also, or like Irish twins, kids that are like 18 months apart or 10 months apart, that kind of thing. Um, Maybe some of this may resonate with you if you have a contentious relationship with a sister-in-law or a brother-in-law. Maybe this message is here for you or something that you could relate to. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of all the things. Of course, you are never alone. It's from the Talking to Heaven deck by James Van Praagh and Doreen Virtue. You are never alone. So, ancestors are always around. Always around. Okay. So, they see what you're doing. Just like Santa Claus. They said, just like Santa. Okay. Anything? What is the messages that you wanted to tell us? What did you want to talk about? I feel healthy and happy. Good. Very good. Okay. And for some of you Capricorns, maybe you've been feeling better the last couple of days or even the last day. It's not your fault. Okay. It's not your fault. So there's something that is concerning you, a situation, maybe something that you had to walk away from. They're telling you that it was not your fault. For some of you, if this is a family member or someone that passed away, they're telling you that whatever happens, not your fault. They're standing right next to you. Okay. Well, I'm sure my aunt is here because, I mean, her picture is right there. Her picture's right there. Yeah. All right. So that's my Aunt Ethel. Okay, Auntie. Yes. All right. See, okay. My grandmother on my mother's side birthday was yesterday, and I put her picture up on Facebook, and I guess they got jealous. She got jealous. Okay, because it's her birthday season coming up. All right, my grandmother's a Sagittarius. My aunt is a Capricorn. All right, that's what this is. Recognition. Yes, I was closer to my aunt than I was with my grandmother. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt at all. Yes, a faithful auntie. I was closer to her than any other person except my mother. Yes, that's true. Hmm. Okay. And I talk about everybody else. I okay. And I give recognition to everybody else. Okay. Alrighty. I am just a thought away. Hmm. All right. I do think about you. She said you barely think about me. I do think about you, but not the nicest person, not the easiest person in the world to get along with, and no shame about it, and didn't care. Oh, bottom of the deck. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, I do. I always have. Hmm. So my aunt and my father were both orphaned when they were little. My father was just getting ready to turn 2, and my aunt, I guess, was just ready to turn 4. Mm, yeah. So, and she felt very responsible for her brother, and she had to. They had to live with their sister's family and her husband, and I guess I know he was mean to my father. I I don't know what he was mean to my aunt also. Um, she had nothing for him, nothing for him. Um, but I mean, she's always been, like I said, very protective of herself, protective of her brother, my father. But a hell, she was a hell raiser, and I know that that's true because I could see in the census when I read it. So I know they're not lying on her. The first census, when they first go to live with their sister and brother-in-law when they're babies, little ones, she's 4, 4 or 5, and he is 2, almost. Yeah, he's 2 because his mother died the week before he was been 2, so he's 2. And in the census, they're there. So now, in the census, 10 years, I think it was the next 10 years. No, it was sooner than that. It was some kind of special census, I guess. All right, whatever. But it shows my aunt living down the street with another family, and she was listed as their housekeeper, and she was only like 11 or 12 years old. Um, but that's who, and she did that. She moved herself. She just ran away as far as she could at her age, and refused to go back home. So she ended up living with the neighbors because she wasn't tolerating her brother-in-law. And she never told me that he did anything to her, but I maybe she told it to my older sister because she kind of alluded to that last night in the conversation. So maybe that's something that I didn't know that she had shared with my sister. Maybe. Or my sister maybe inferred it from what was said. My father had his own issues with their brother in law, but just mean. But I don't know if anything else besides that happened. I don't know if he was a sexual predator, but he could have been. Could have been. And they didn't talk about it. Maybe that's part of the pain that my father experienced and also my aunt. Could be. But my aunt was very protective of my father, and she did what she needed to do, and she ended up, when she grew up, she moved to New York, and she became a entrepreneur. She did heads, said she would say. She was a hairdresser, and she owned restaurants, in Brooklyn. Yeah, and she was a businesswoman, and dang, right, she was really good. But, you know, as people do, you have, leeches who come and take and take and take and take and take, right? So even when you're a meanie, somebody, a child, something like that, a love interest, you allow them to get close and they screw you over. Some people learn and some people don't. My aunt apparently learned. Right? So, and she was married a few times. But she was an excellent cook and she was an excellent hairdresser. Uh, so that definitely is the truth for her. And she was a good example, right? Of being in the marketplace, but not losing your femininity, but also not, she'd go down to, what is it, Hunts Point Market and early in the morning and haggle with the fishermen and all that other stuff. And yeah, so she did that business that she needed to do in order to grow a business. But she also was a liar, right? She also told lies. She also was a conniver, right? Um, and she was just, when she was mean, she was mean. And as she got older, she got meaner and she got worse and she got crazy. So, but it was a lot of pain, a lot of pain, a lot of pain. But I do remember one day when she was having one of her nasty moods, she said that she blamed her mother for dying and leaving her. But she died in childbirth. And she said that she should stop having sex with her father. And I was shocked. But that's how she felt. That if she had stopped having sex with him, she would have stopped getting pregnant. The doctors had warned her, and then she wouldn't have left her. So she should have put her children, or at least her specifically, her and her brother, okay? She should have put me and my brother in front of that. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So, okay. So, some people's priorities are work, and other people's priorities are love, right? And because of that, she she balanced it and she used it for her benefit. She used that for her benefit. So when she got married, she married because they were smart moves, they were business moves, they were contracts, built. They were contracts. Not all of them. Well, not the first. Not the first one. Or the second one. But the other one, yes. Okay. But she liked them. They got along well, all her and her husbands. They were friends. And the second husband was her friend to the day she died. He actually helped me pay for her funeral. So, yeah, that she was, that was he was the father of her only child and her grandchildren. He's their grandfather. But I don't know what that was about. But he was always around, but he wasn't there. After they got divorced, she was still around. Go on trips and things like that. But I know he got remarried. I don't know what was going on. They're just tight like that. But, who knows? Maybe she treated him the way she treated my father and didn't give his wife no peace. And so it was easier just to. Maybe that's why I'm getting one. Maybe she did that because why would she be any different with him than she was with her brother? Okay, right. So I wasn't in that because that's grown folk business at the time, but I guess that's what that was too. All right, so she just was controlling to everybody, and it was easier for him to entertain her than not. Okay, all right. It was easier for his life. Okay, and plus they had a son and grandsons together, so yeah. And he loved her. And he didn't want to divorce her in the first place. Oh, oh, okay. All right. I don't know if that was her telling me that or he popped in. No, he didn't want to divorce her in the first place. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe. But like I said, she wasn't easy to live with. So sometimes you gotta love people from a distance. But she didn't. He thought he was going to have a distance, but it didn't work out quite that way. All right, Capricorn. All right. So, is there anything else that I need to hear or need to know? I think I need to unplug for a second here. I'm going to put this on pause because it is hot. Okay. 35:55 when I started back again. Minutes into this. So, um, that was because it was hot because I got the oven on with the baked macaroni and cheese that I was making, and this was my chance to turn it off. So that's how they got my attention. Let me turn on the fan and remember that I had the. It came out beautifully. You're gonna enjoy that. So Capricorn got decisions to make, juggling between two. Also, my aunt, like I said, was older to my father. My sister, the other Capricorn, was older to my brother. They're very close, just like. And then it's a boy and a girl, a boy and a girl, boy and a girl, girl, older, boy, younger. All right, and even my grandchildren, my granddaughter, even though they're fraternal twins, they're born the same day, same time. Also Capricorn. Um, she's older and more protective. Okay, so someone that you feel that you need to protect, someone that you are trying to make a decision about, you're trying to protect someone and yourself, or you're trying to protect two other people, or trying to make a decision between two people. hmm Okay, Four of Swords, doing a lot of healing, meditating, contemplating, resting, sleeping on it. So there's a decision that you are trying to make, or a decision that was made that you are resting and recuperating after you've come to a decision. Something Capricorn just made a decision about, now they're resting, or they're trying to make a decision and they're doing it while they're meditating, or maybe they're getting answers in hoping for answers in their sleep, because there's some struggle, so it could be a struggle or inner struggle, all right, going on, some kind of inner battle. So this may be troubling you in your sleep, having bad dreams or troubling dreams, or the thing that you are trying to balance is between rest and some activity, maybe taking a vacation or staying in the struggle, taking a break from the struggle, staying in the struggle or taking a break from it. That's what you're trying to balance, Capricorn. And you're taking a rest from the fight, taking a step back from the fight. Ace of Cups came like this, and it falls on top of it's not your fault. Okay. So you may be something made you unhappy or ran out of I would say something happened that made you emotionally disconnect from something, some power struggle, some controversy caused you to emotionally detach from something that should have been a loving relationship, but it wasn't your fault. Okay, and she's saying that after, when things happened after her parents died, because they went to their brother-in-law and sister after their father passed away. So after that, there was a lot of problems, and they ended up going somewhere there wasn't love. Okay. Okay. But somebody feel like you put up a fight in order to end up with nothing. Okay. And you're tired. Well, we got a Knight of Cups. So there was someone who offered love, right? There was an offer of love, peace. Could have been a peace offering, but this is usually bigger than that, right? So this is someone who wanted to be comfort you. Okay, for her, this could have been the person, the neighbor, because it said, I'm standing right next to you. A couple of, so one of the neighbors. That's what she's talking about there. Okay. And for you, Capricorn, could be a friend. Could be a friend. hmm Could be a friend, or could be a real love offer that's coming, or could be that you made an offer of love or compassion to someone else. You offered love where there was none. Uh, Two of Cups. Kind of fell like this too. Mm. So this was a soulmate relationship that you wanted to offer, you or someone wanted to offer love or grow into a love after time had passed and love had faded because there was a lot of delays and controversy, and you just, somebody felt some kind of way, and someone is trying to offer again, but you are the other person, Capricorn, trying to get them out of your thoughts, just a thought away. Trying to, okay, you're trying to keep yourself from thinking about that, or they're trying, yeah, you. One person wants to still pursue it and the other person doesn't. But there is a connection, and there was a lot of love, but there was a lot of controversy. Okay. And they want to be forgiven. You or the person wants to be forgiven because someone was left out in the cold because it took too long to make a decision. All right. So someone took too long to make a decision, causing someone else to feel out in the cold. And the death card falls on top of the Four of Swords. Yeah. Someone took too long and someone's feelings changed. Yeah, because someone was feeling abandoned. Someone felt left out in the cold. Lots of fighting, lots of arguing, lots of passion. hmm Knight of Pentacles, slowest knight in the deck, came out with Sun, healing. So may have been some delays that added to the struggle. Hmm. The sun. Someone wants to start over again. That falls on top of the Ace of Cups in reverse. So maybe someone feels that this love can be rekindled or healed, perhaps. And they want to offer a new opportunity. They want to start over, but they're doing it slow. They're coming towards you, or you're going towards them slowly because things change, feelings change. There's been some end of some situation. Maybe they've finished pondering and thinking, and maybe by the time they finish pondering and thinking, you're not interested. That could be what's going on for some of you. You're trying to get them out of your thoughts. You're done. Okay, you're done. All right, you're done. Somebody's done. Somebody's done. Somebody's done. All right, can we get two more cards? Let's clarify this Knight of Cups. What is this? This is the Seven of Wands. All right, so maybe they or you felt like they had to stand up for themselves. They had to defend themselves. So now they want to defend their feelings or defend the way you felt, or you felt like you needed to defend the way that you felt. So you stood up for yourself. And that was the healing. When you let go of the love, then you came to the healing. So once you took the emotions out of it, then you or they began to heal. And now you feel that you are that you stood up for yourself, and that you have to, even if they do come with an offer. Okay. Even, or you could be coming to defend yourself with an offer. For some of you Capricorns, could be the other way around. So somebody could be feeling that you've abandoned them and they're healing and they're going to be defensive, or yeah. And for others of you, you're the one who needed to heal, and now you have healed, and you were dealing with some controversy, and you had options, and you were trying to make a decision, and you took too long, and now things have changed, or you are hoping that they are going to change. Okay, and one more card, please. Clarify the Two of Cups. Oh, okay, that's a lot. Well, that's a lot. Okay, so we got the Moon, Three of Wands. That's one. All right, so someone is making a move and it's a secret, or someone has secret plans. Someone has secret plans. And we got a King of Wands, a Hierophant, and Temperance. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Bottom of the deck here is the Nine of Cups. I mean, the Ten of Cups. What? And the King of Wands, the Hierophant, and Temperance. Someone knows what they want, and they want a commitment, and they want to be fair, they want to bring balance, they want to bring peace to a situation. So whoever the Sagittarius or the fire sign energy is, they may have been maybe this person, that person may have spoken to their pastor, a big institution, some leader, something. So someone in a leadership position is going to offer a way to bring balance in the situation. Or they went there, one of you may have gone to speak to, get some counseling, or go to a higher authority to bring balance in the situation. Someone may have gone to a higher authority to bring balance in the situation. Could be court for some of you if this has anything to do with work or business. Could be court. That someone couldn't make up their mind about a contract, or they tried to back out of a contract, and so somebody may have gone to court, or someone is threatening to go to court in order to get what they think that they're due, in order to get things balanced out. Bottom of the deck is a 10 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. 8 of Wands. It's going to be some kind of a message that you're going to get that's going to bring some healing to the situation. And Justice. 8 of Swords. So you've been feeling, or this person has felt constricted, but they're only because they are overthinking the situation and taking not stepping out on faith. They can't see where they're going, so they can't see where they're going. They've been blinded, and they're not sure how to go forward. They feel like their hands are tied. And she might not be able to get herself out of this, but she can walk out of it. But I guess she's afraid because she can't see where she's going, and she can't undo her hands. So she's stuck there. She doesn't know what to do. Because she was waiting for a love that never, that a love that was never there. A love that had left, that changed. That someone was being stubborn about offering or joining. It was hard. Things were just up in the air and upside down. Lots of secrets and a lot of yearning that kept somebody feeling stuck. But someone has wants to put things in order. Someone is determined to put things in order and bring peace to the situation. And you will be hearing about it, getting justice. You or they will be getting justice for this and happiness. And by under happiness is judgment. Hmm. What? Okay. I sounded like I just said, what? Yeah. Page of Wands in reverse. Five of Swords. Hangman in reverse. King of Cups. And the Lovers. So you got a King of Wands and a King of Cups. Got two Knights. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, King of Cups. Page of Wands in the reverse. So someone is lost their passion, or they want to tell you, and they're giving up because they became aware of King of Cups and the Lovers. Could be somebody with a Gemini energy. So it could be someone who is a fire sign, is upset, or they decided to just give up on a situation and walk away because they became aware of a situation between a water sign and an air sign, and that there was a choice being made. Someone walked away, but there were no winners in the situation, even though someone might feel that they've been smug. Someone may think that they've won, but no. Someone just got an epiphany about the love that they have for someone, or the love that someone else has for someone. They just become aware of it. Or they've been aware of it, but then now they've decided to just walk away from it. Could be that you realize that there was a relationship going on between a King of Wands and a King of Cups, or a Prince of Cups, a Knight of Cups and a Knight of Coins. Maybe something that you saw progress over time and you became aware of it. Yeah. Okay. This is Capricorn energy. I have a Capricorn friend. But every time you have something with your a boyfriend or something, she says that's because they're gay. That's because they're on the down low. That's it. So this maybe you have a friend around you like that who is feeding that to you, you know, or making you doubt a situation because of that. Or it could be that you're becoming aware of this. So you or someone around you, Capricorn, may be becoming aware of an imbalance in the situation, right? Because we got a Two of Cups in the reverse. So imbalance, maybe something that a love situation that wasn't expected, out of the norm, out of the norm. Between two lovers, or something else that may be inappropriate. Maybe I'm not saying if it's a gay relationship is inappropriate. I was saying how there are other type of mm, incestuous type relationships that are inappropriate, and maybe that is what this is talking about also. Getting justice, Okay, so in my aunt's case, maybe she is telling me that there was something going on, and once someone became aware of it, then she was able to break out of that. Okay. Or she became aware of someone's intentions and made her happy to get away from that. For some of you, that could be what's happening also. Someone became aware of a situation and they're happy that they exited from it before anything happened that they weren't interested in. Capricorn. All right. So let's see if we can get another spread going. Are we done? Egoon? Not your fault, right? And you're being forgiven. Anything else? All right. Let's just finish up that. So this is a talking to heaven message for Capricorn. All right. Soul's journey. So right. So what was this lesson about for Capricorn? For my aunt. What was this? Oh, about learning empathy, being in denial of fears. Empathy, being able to see both sides of a situation. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Well, once you transition to the other side, then you become more aware. Okay. So learning how to see both sides of a situation. Loneliness, knowing that I am never alone. And that was the first card that came out. You're not alone, right? All right. So because she felt abandoned, because she was fearful, that's why she did the things that she did. But now that she has transitioned, she can see things from both sides. Now she's learned empathy. That's what this journey was supposed to teach her. And courage, yes, to find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And that's what she did, right? Courageous and surrender. Releasing her need to control, releasing your need to control. So that is what is going on for you, Capricorn, this month. The lessons are about empathy, about being in denial. So accepting the fact that you are mortal, right? That you have fears. The bottom of the deck is death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So even though someone transitioned, like my aunts and everybody has, there's still a new beginning, all right? Still, because I know she didn't have no empathy when she was alive, barely any. Never seeing things from both sides of the table. Never. Never. So that might have been what she has learned since transitioning. But she did. Very courageous. And very much of a control freak. So those were the lessons that she was supposed to master. And it's not for me to judge, but I think that she learned it through seeing it, and she watched it. She saw people having empathy for others, and she learned something from that. And she learned by not doing some of these things, she learned the value of it. Okay. By not learning the lessons in the 3D in this life, she saw the value of it. Just maybe she had mastered it in previous lives, right? This could have been her North Node, South Node lives, remember? These, we reincarnate. All right. But all of these things now are healed. Right. She knows that she's not alone because she's with her family now. And she's learned to look at things from other person's point of view, maybe because she's, again, gotten answers on the other side. And so she knows she didn't have to be afraid anymore because now she's aware of the answers. Once she had the courage to surrender. When she transitioned, everybody was waiting for her. Oh boy, nature spirits. hmm Yeah, family, nature. Also was partying, drinking, alcoholism, empathy, empathy for the addictions. Okay, so my father, alcoholism, nature spirits reminds me of alcoholism, addiction, things like that. She's learned empathy for that, or Capricorn, you are learning empathy for people who have addictions. Capricorn. Hmm. Tracker. So this falls on top of the night. So you're gonna find out where the fears come from. You're getting to the bottom of it. You are tracks of my tears. So you're doing some searching. You're looking deep within. You are seeing through family, through family histories, things like that. You're trying to get to the bottom of where this these hurts come from, these fears. Once you get to the inside of it, you'll be out of denial. So that may be what's going to be going on for you during Capricorn season or during this next year for you. Peace pipe falls on top of loneliness. So you could be making peace with knowing that even though someone may not be there with you, you are not alone. So you could be making peace with that. Or making peace with your higher self. Accepting that even though you may be alone, you're not, you may be lonely, but you're not alone. Okay, some of you could be that maybe someone is following someone and has something to do with drugs. They're being tracked for somebody. That could be it. That just came. Spirit keeper of the West. That falls on top of courage. Look at that. Beautiful. I hope you can see how pretty this is without the glare. Mm. Maybe some of you are going to make a move, and that's where you're going to find courage. You need courage to make a move west from where you're living. Or some of you could be dealing with Native American ancestral spirits, and that's where your courage comes from. And you're going to be seeking out more information about that. Some of you making peace with that. Vision quest, surrender. So some of you may have an assignment. I'm hearing an assignment that you need to surrender to. Some important information that you need to get in touch with. Some you have to have you need the courage to make contact with someone. It's about your vision, about your bringing peace to unsettled family histories or unsettled patterns that keep repeating themselves. Oh, the trickster. That magician energy. The Hoyoika energy. Some of you maybe have a Hoyoka spirit, which is like a trickster spirit in your life. And maybe this person has been overindulging and you are trying to keep a track on them in order to keep the peace. You're trying to keep up with them or follow them or track them. Spirit Keeper of the West and Vision Quest. Yeah, someone you could be watching someone very, very closely, or Capricorn, you could be watching someone very closely because you feel that they have addictions or they messing with drugs or something like that, and you're trying to keep an eye on them. They're very tricky. Spirit of the air, they disappear on you. Ooh. Ancestors are right under that. Trickster. Somebody could be sending you false messages. Ah. Someone could be sending false messages through your ancestors. Okay, someone is very tricky. Or they think they are. Let's see. Trickster. Alrighty. Someone who is a wily coyote, fox, devil. Things are not always as they seem. Ding. Be discerning. What appears to be a good opportunity may in fact not be. This offers you the opportunity to step out of old, outmoded ways of perceiving yourself. The trickster allows you to see yourself in an entirely new way and asks you to step out of old routines and habits that may be keeping you stagnant. The easiest way to activate this energy of this card is to howl like a coyote. If you can, it's even better to do it during the light of the full moon. This breaks up stagnant energies and brings in fresh vitality. So get out in nature and howl. Howl at the moon if that's what you need to do. Get this energy out. Something that seems bad may be good, may in fact be good, and vice versa. Don't take everything at face value. Find humor or gentle amusement in difficult situations. Also, it's talking about having fun, stepping out of the mold. Well, holidays are coming, but we are under quarantine during the time of this taping, so how much, fun could you have? But maybe, all be careful of taking things for granted also and stepping into situations where you are allowing yourself to be compromised. And it could be COVID. That could be all that is. Be careful about the spirit of the air. Mm, okay. Okay. For some of us, this is a warning from your ancestors. Don't allow yourself to put down your guard about your health, COVID-19, the situation. Hmm. So the ancestors is wisdom is blossoming. Even if there's some unsettling situations, there is a reason for it, and much will come of it. You're getting a lot of support in order to help you fulfill your dreams. Pay attention to coincidences, signs, and synchronicities. Watch for messages from your forebears, your ancestors. Your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways far beyond your own awareness. There's a wisdom that dwells deep within yourself. That's a spiritual bequest from your ancestors. So you have inherited some gifts that are specifically given to you at the behest of your ancestors. This wisdom has come not only from your ancestors' joyous creative times, it also bloomed from their failures, deflated dreams, and wrong turns in life, or what seemed like wrong turns in life. Part of their message to you is to cherish every experience, for all of it will deepen your wisdom, compassion, and understanding as it did theirs. Also, know that there's an innate wisdom within you always. It's simply a matter of turning within in order to access it. Native people always call on their ancestors for support. To ask for their help is to walk in the native path. Sometimes you may be so focused on what's outside of you that you forget that wisdom is available to you from the spirit of your ancestors. Just be willing to ask, for they know how to support you. Imagine that you're traveling back in time to communicate and connect with a gathering of your ancestors. On this meditation journey, there might be one or two particular forebearers who seem to reach out to you. At different times in your life, different predecessors will be sending your support. So your ancestors will come up and change, just like I was talking about. They take turns depending on what you need or what it is that they want you to focus on. But give thanks for all their support. The more gratitude you have for their help, the more they will send you with messages of blessings and guidance. So you're being protected, you're being guided in regards to this trickster energy and spirit of the air. So air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. If that's helpful, you could have that in your chart or someone around you could. This is talking about seeing life from a higher perspective, cleaning out mental clutter, doing a lot of breathing. Know that all is well. Do not be concerned. The cobwebs, the secrets are being cleared up. Take care of details, pay attention, and don't let anything slip through the cracks. Take time to hear the truth of others. Pay attention to the whispers that you get from spirit. And open your mind to see the situation in a new light. Talks about analyzing, organizing, discerning, evaluating, and judging. This is the mental aspect of you. All right? Though seemingly subtle and unseen, air is composed of the most rarefied energy fields, and we're in constant communication with the vast universe through our breath. The spirit of air carries the energy of change and transformation, inspiration, aspiration, mental clarity, freedom, perceptions, communication, and communion. The element of air also allows you to see situations from a higher perspective. This card indicates it's a time to do some major clutter clearing and organizing. So, cleaning up, putting away things, throwing things out. Okay, so this says one of the most direct and powerful ways to receive messages from spirit is through the air spirit. The Cherokee people and many other native tribes believed that the winds were messengers sent by the Creator and they carried information from sacred realms. When you go outdoors, notice the movement of air across your skin. Whether it is the subtlest breeze or the powerful wind of a storm, take a moment to stop and listen. Get a sense of what the messages are and what the messages may have for you. So, we're in a situation where we're not going out as much or we're covering up, so we're not getting as much opportunity to feel the wind on our faces. So, it may cause for you to turn on the fan in the house or to mm, turn on the air conditioner for a little while, stand in front of it. Or you could go outside, take out the trash, put on your mask if you need to. Um, go outside and when there are not that many people around, or open up a window and just take in whatever you can. There's something about the fact that this pandemic is airborne in this way. So that could be why some people aren't talking. Mm, could be. This is something that, yeah, is going to, could be saying that this air thing is something that was sent by the ancestors in order to calm us down, bring some peace to a situation, calm our nature. Could be. Maybe we were doing too much. Well, we were. That's part of it. So I believe that this time that we're going through right now is warranted by Gaia, by the earth. It was necessary. Tracker. I just wanted to look at this. Trackers have the ability to be so focused that everything but their goal disappears. This, what you see around you, is a result of what you focus on. When you direct your thoughts towards good, you attract positive experiences and positive people into your life. When you focus on what isn't working, you create even more challenging situations. If you aren't pleased with the directions of your life, concentrate on what you desire, not on what you don't want. To develop inner power, focus intently on one thing. Being scattered in a myriad of directions dilutes your strength. Devote your attention to family, community, career, relationships, hobbies, or anything you're passionate about. Diminish activities that aren't essential to your goals be just and it will be just a matter of time before miracles begin to occur. So this is about focusing your intents on one thing rather than a lot of different things, being scattered in different directions. So again, pulling it all in, all right, coming back, quarantining, just hanging out with your family, being single minded is what's important about what truly is important, and then letting everything else go. Write down how much time that on average you spend on different activities during the day. If there's anything that's non essential, that doesn't feed your soul, find ways to diminish it and focus on what's truly important. So, this again, the whole idea of us being in quarantine, having to spend more time with our families, learning about one another, learning more about our ancestors, causing us to make some peace, all right? Because now you know that you're never alone. Your family's always there. They've always been there, but because maybe you were out in the hustle and bustle, you didn't notice that they were there and that they had your back. And this whole situation is bringing you a chance to get some peace with your family and within yourself, right? So this was orchestrated by the ancestors. So that's part of what this lesson is to understand that and take the opportunity and have the courage to surrender to knowing that and find out what it is that you need to bring to a close or change, right? Knowing that endings are only a chance for beginnings, and under this is balance. And under that is humor and love. Oh, wow. Okay, so with humor and love, you're going to get balance. Things are going to change. And right under here is change. So things are going to change when you learn how to balance the dark and the light, humor and love with change. Laughing at the situation, not allowing it to get the better of you, Capricorn, during this time. So maybe you want to spend time with family because of the holidays and you're not able to do it because of the restrictions and things like that. Maybe some of you have lost family members during this pandemic, and you still can't get to your family members to spend time during the holidays. So you got to find other ways to deal with your loss or your loneliness, and being advised that you can do it. All right, find other ways to connect, or take don't set yourself up for being lonely for the holidays. Okay, make the plan be spending time with yourself, okay, or around whoever's around you. If you're lonely and you're by yourself, alone, not lonely, but if you're by yourself, you live by yourself, or there are not a lot of people in your home, maybe you and a kid, or you and a parent, or something like that. Make a plan in your head for the holiday for yourself and that person, or just you. How are you going to spend it? Make plans the same way you would make plans for others. Buying gifts, if you can afford it, order something nice for yourself. Or do the Christmas shopping online. Share that experience with yourself. You know, pick up some catalogs that keep coming in the mail. Take a look at them. Do some baking. Do some, fix a dish that reminds you of a particular family member. Pick a particular family member and do something on the 12 days of Christmas for each one of those ancestors. That might be a way to do some things if you have that many. You know, cook something or watch something or do your scrapbooking and go through your albums and write everybody's names on, the photos. If people still have photo albums, I don't know. Send out Christmas cards. Uh, find ways to make yourself busy. Make a plan for now. For the days that trigger you: Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, whatever. Your birthday, which is coming during this time too. So, okay, Capricorn. So there's a lot of things, significant events during your birthday season that you're coming into. All right, it's a lot, a lot. Okay, all right. So you got Christmas, Kwanzaa, Jane. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and your birthday. So at least four, right? At least three, or more, depending on what your religion is, that come during this time. Plus, it's cold and we are restricted. There's a lot. So that's why they want you to come up with a plan. Look at the calendar, and each day, first put the important days on, including your birthday, and then what can you do for yourself? Or what can you do on this day to help you get to the goal of Christmas or the goal of New Year's or whatever? Are there people that you need to get, Christmas cards for? So you might not be able to go to Hallmark and pick out one particular card for everybody. All right, so order a box of assorted cards from Walmart and just send them out this year. And write your own little um, thing in it. Don't depend on the writers. Do something yourself. That might be something to focus on. Um, Make collages for people, and you can send that through the internet, and that could be a gift. Or you can send somebody a collage, and then or you can make a collage and have one of these companies like Walmart. Don't work with them. Just saying, put it on a canvas and have it sent to the person. That's a gift idea, Jane. Okay, that's a gift idea. Um, Find other creative ways to get things to get your focus off of your inability and make it an ability. We know what you can't do, so what can you do for you? Because this is not about getting gifts for other people because you're obligated to. This is about doing things to keep you busy and make you feel as close to normal as you can at this time, right? Okay, so Capricorn, let's just get one more part of advice from trust your instincts, animal guardian. Trust your instincts, all right? Allow yourself to be led by your ancestors and use your judgment. Trust your judgment. All right. Trust your instincts and your judgment, and you'll be fine during this season. All right. Don't forget, if you need to talk to someone, you can always reach out to any of these mental health services. Hold on one second. Macaroni and cheese just made you a whole pan of it. It's in the oven. You're welcome. um, yeah, they're. You can reach out to your ancestors. All right. Again, you're never alone, so they're always around you, and you're not crazy talking to yourself. All right. And if you feel that way, then write it down. Don't say it out loud, but maybe that'll help. Do some journaling. You never know what that could turn into, right? Or write letters, right? Or get on Zoom or whatever and talk to people, person to person conversation. But you can do it if that's what you're led to do. Trust your instincts. You don't need to wait on somebody else to tell you. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your own nature to lead you towards the best possible outcome for yourself in the situation right now. But yeah, Capricorn, this is rough for you this season. Just as rough as it is for the rest of us. The added, having your birthday and the major holidays that you may celebrate being part of this time makes it a little tougher too. So I'm having empathy for you also, right? But you can handle it. You can handle it. Just try to look for the best the best in the situation for you, right? The best outcome for you, all right? So you don't have a problem being selfish, Capricorn, right? And you don't have a problem being direct, right? and being rational and reasonable. Just have some empathy for yourself, right? And know that others of us empathize also. So, on behalf of the rest of the community, Capricorn, we feel your pain right now, right? Um, we know that as hard as it is for us this year, we're gonna we're gonna give Capricorn some extra love, no matter whether or not they are the devil or the big bad wolf. We still love them, and they deserve to ding, and they deserve some empathy and some forgiveness and love, right? And acceptance. So look out for your Capricorn brothers and sisters and friends, um, if you're cross watching, and look out for yourself and reach out to other people and let them know that you know you miss them, that you like to see them, that you wish you could be with them. Open up, you know, be vulnerable. You'd be surprised what you get back, Capricorn, if you just open yourself up. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to accept love, right? It's not your fault the way you are. Just is what it is. But, like I said, Christ was born during this time. This is the way they tell us the story, right? And if you believe it, and this is the time of year that they picked to put it, so there's got to be some reason for that. Or at least there could be a reason that we can take from it that'll be comforting, right? And then, regardless of what, it's a beautiful story, right? So, oh, and this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, which is a change in, could portend a change to the patriarchal system, more of an emphasis on the feminine energy, um, Mary Magdalene energy. So, again, patriarchy isn't going to go down that easily without a fight. So, we're in the midst of the fight, Capricorn, and it's the end of the year, 2020. Everybody's saying such bad things about 2020, and I guess you're feeling the brunt of it because you're going to take us out of the old year into 2021. Yeah, by the time the United States when the inauguration comes, to be the end of your season. Wow. mm, just about. So yeah, kind of messed up, huh? Kind of messed up this year, but it'll be better. Believe that it'll be fine, right? Things are coming forward, and we'll be able to gather together, hopefully next year for the holidays and your birthday and New Year's. So, Capricorn, thank you so much for allowing me to bring you these messages, share this message with you. I don't know. I guess this is just a Capricorn ancestral channeling. Maybe that's what it'll be. But anyway, it'll be for everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to bring you this message, and hopefully, I'll be speaking to you soon. Trust your instincts. Big bad wolf. Be speaking to you real soon, Capricorn. Peace. I say. Namaste.